Hey everyone, welcome back to the Handmaid's Tale After Show. Tonight we are discussing Season 3, Episode 8. It's called Unfit. Lots to talk about. All right, stay tuned because we are discussing June's new attitude, Lydia's flashback, and OfMatthew just losing her whole situation. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, oh, there's that music. Yeah, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited to be here again. It's Veronica. I am here alongside the beautiful and lovely Lauren. Chef Beanz is holding down the chat. Lauren will have news for us later on in the show. And yeah, we're just here to cover it all. You know, we're all just recovering from that ending. Right. Whoa. Trying to make sense out of the whole situation. But yeah, stay tuned for that. We're also going to have a special segment, the Resist Sister of the Week. Very exciting for that. And all right, let's get right into it. What did overall thoughts? What are you thinking, Lauren?
Wow, I will say this episode was amazing for me. You know, I mean, usually I feel like the past episodes, they've been pretty slow. Something happens or it leaves a cliffhanger. But this one, we got a lot of backstory. Yeah. And we got a mind-blowing ending. So I loved this episode. It was meaty, yes.
Yeah, this episode definitely took me on a roller coaster because I feel like a lot of the episodes this season were kind of but this episode definitely surprised me in so many different ways, from Aunt Lydia to OfMatthew. I'm just kind of like, oh shit. It's going down.
Basically.
It's going down. I say you're like, oh, it's mind-blowing. Like literally, like somebody's, mind blew open, right? And we'll get to that. Yeah, this is wild. I guess the best way to start is let's get into June's situation. She has a new attitude this time around. I mean, you know, it was forming in the last couple episodes, but now she's sort of at the point of, I don't give up. You know, bleep. Beep. So what is your thought?
Oh my gosh, I completely agree. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, girl. You know what I mean? She just feels like she is invincible. Yeah. No one can touch her. At one point, she even asked Aunt Lydia, what are you going to do? Cut off my tongue? Right. Burn me? Right. You better hope they don't need me again for baby Nicole. I was like, girl, you have lost your mind. Like, if anyone else said that, banished, hung, wall, everything.
Shot.
And I'm just like, I feel like, oh my gosh, I get it. She's the main character, but they're going overboard with it now. They're giving her, so? I think they're giving her way too much power. If this is really Gilead, I just don't think it will fly.
That's such an interesting perspective because my first thought was, yes, she is finally owning her power and trying to take advantage of her position in that world, especially using that whole TV thing. She did the line where, I may not be there to be on television. I thought, oh, June, go. But what did you think?
Yeah, I'm with Lauren. Like, who does June think she is? Like, is this not Gilead? Mm-hmm. Like, what is this? I understand that she's upset with everything that happened with her daughter, and maybe she's trying to figure out what else there is to live for. Sure. But she's very bold to the point where I'm a little confused. Like what's really happening? Because she's not having to filter with Aunt Lydia or Commander Lawrence, anybody. She's just speaking her mind and being very manipulative in a very overt way. Yeah. Like, she's not even being sneaky anymore. So that's why I'm just kind of like, it was a lot going on in this episode. To I wasn't much of a believer as far as Gilead having that tenacious environment anymore.
No, that's a great point. She is getting away with a whole lot. Do you think that she is I feel like this time she's kind of manipulating the situation in a way where she's understanding how to get people to crack, right? Like, she's pushing Lawrence to a place where he's trying to make him feel guilty with his wife, and saying that he's slowly killing the wife, and then she made OfMatthew crack real crazy. But do you think that she's kind of like finding new boundaries, or I mean crossing boundaries? Or I
definitely think so, because I mean, even though Commander Lawrence never was just like completely for June, he wasn't rude. He was a little lenient towards her. And I feel like any ounce of sympathy he might have had for her or help he was going to give her is gone now.
Sure.
Like, she's completely disrespected him.
Yeah.
And he was never, like, rude to her. He was short and he was kind of dismissive, but he never treated her the way that the Josephs treated her. You know what I mean? So I just think, obviously Aunt Lydia is a whole nother story, but the way she's talking to Aunt Lydia now, I'm just like, girl, learn your... Oh no, let me not say that, but... Okay, you go.
It's just...
Your turn.
No, it's just kind of crazy. Like you said, like, Commander Lawrence is fed up.
Yeah.
He's ready to just get rid of her. Go to your room. Everything is very...
Yeah, that's right.
To the point where, because I feel like he has no more words for her. Of course, later, him trying to look out for his wife, he's like, hey, can you come talk to her? But even then, June was like, you could have been saved your wife. And it's like... What?
Slow your roll. Yeah.
One
she
snap
needs
away from being exploded if you keep playing with me. So it was just weird. I don't know. June is very bold this season to a point where, like I said, I'm not convinced that this is actually Gilead anymore. It's just like...
So it's pushing you out.
Her just running wild and like, I don't care about life.
With no consequences, right? The biggest consequence she got this episode for bullying of Matthew was sitting in the chair and like, oh no, and they're all just kind of going through the motions. And I guess they did get to her a little bit with the whole Hannah or her new name? Oh, Agnes.
Agnes. Yeah, it was weird that they have like this Mean Girls thing going on, and even that's not a secret. Like, because Aunt Lydia spoke on it. And like, is this Gilead anymore? Because back in the day, as soon as you spoke up or did something out of line, your hand was getting chopped off or your eye was getting poked out or something. But now it's just kind of like, cut it out, ladies. That's not good anymore. I'm like, yo, what is happening this season? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. The whole everyone put June in the middle and everyone say she's guilty. I'm like, okay, like we all know June. We see her attitude. Do y'all really think she cares? And we all saw she did not give two bleeps until Lydia was like, but think about it. Who did you really hurt? That's when I think for the first time, that's when she actually thought, wow, I really did hurt Hannah, because she was uprooted from her entire life. And the one person who genuinely loved her out of the kindness of her heart, not because you're placed with a new family, is now dead. So I think that was the first time she kind of realized I may have went too far.
Yeah.
But she's still kind of cold and heartless, because then she's like, actually, I have another confession to make. Matthew doesn't want the baby. I'm like, girl,
I lived for that moment, by the way.
I loved it too, but I'm just like, you're so heartless at this point. I think she's heartless. But I did love that. I did love that.
Very heartless. And in the chat, Desiree Simone said, I don't know why June expects Lawrence to help find her daughter when she talks to people so crazy. It's kind of like, you still need help. You haven't completely given up, because clearly you're asking questions, but how do you expect me to help you when you're being this disrespectful?
Yeah.
That is completely true. Yeah. Commander Lawrence, he doesn't owe her anything, number one. And then she does want his help. She every single day, where's my daughter? Have you any updates? But then you go and talk crazy to him. I agree, Desiree. I wouldn't help her either.
She is acting like people owe her something, right? Yeah, especially Commander Lawrence. It's more of a demand. It's that dynamic, I guess it pulls you out.
Definitely.
Right? You're like, damn. All right, cool. Let's any last thoughts on June?
June has lost her freaking marbles. I don't know what's going on with June. It's like she's just doing what she wants in a way, but it's kind of like you're still a prisoner. It's like pick a side. Like you're not even playing chess anymore. You're just like all over the place.
You know what
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No. What kind of scares me is you're right. She's kind of like, I don't care anymore. And it's like, okay, if your goal is to actually get Hannah out of there, you might want to be a little bit more careful on where you step or how you go about things, because let's just say, we know they're not going to kill her because she's the main character.
Right.
But if they were to cut her tongue out,
I think, you guys, do you feel like we need to see repercussions for her actions?
Yeah.
Right?
Something like...
Some
just to make it believable.
Like a little pinky, maybe?
To make it believable.
Something.
Zap?
Yeah, zap her or something. Like, she just...
Pinky?
She told him what she wants. So I was like, all right, I don't know what's happening in Gilead.
It's so funny that we're like sitting here trying to think of punishments for our character that we're supposed to root for.
I know, right?
That's yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on to this was kind of the Lydia episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have just called it Aunt Lydia. Yeah, hashtag unfit. But
Right.
but yeah, she okay, I'll just start. I thought for a moment, as probably we all did, that we were going to go back in time and humanize her character and maybe feel something for Aunt Lydia. No, she was horrible in the past and she's horrible now, but also troubled in a very, unique way that we're still trying to make sense out of. But what was your reaction to when they went back and showed the old Aunt Lydia?
Yeah, I mean, she's an educator. She was a teacher. So I'm thinking, okay, at first when I saw it, I'm like, oh, she's taking care of this. She's taking a liking of this little boy.
Yeah.
Like, come to my house. I have chili. Don't eat McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, we might like her. She cares. And then, of course, we see what she does later on. And I'm just like, really? I agree. Like, I can't like you. I still can't like you. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say this for our host that's not here. She wanted to be here, but she would go off on Lydia.
Yeah.
So that's for Adrian. I have some more comments that I'll shoot in for Adrian as well. But no, I was not. So can't stand her.
Sure.
With Aunt Lydia, at first I'm like, oh wow, she's a good teacher. Like, okay, she's showing empathy, the little kid and his mom is late. But as the storyline continued, let me not even just say that. At the end of the storyline, that's when I was just kind of like, really? You gonna be pissed off because you didn't get your cobwebs knocked out? Really? Really? Off of some cobwebs? Really, Aunt Lydia?
They didn't get dusted
and that
off.
just created this whole big explosion. Like literally.
Yeah.
Is that what happens when a dude turns a girl down? She wants to just like...
Whoa. Don't speak for us. This is about Aunt Lydia, okay?
You know what I kept thinking when I was watching? I said, man, this lady is such a square. Like, I just, couldn't... And
then she turned up. She said, look, you don't know what I got in my back pocket.
Right. Well, she only wanted, one glass of champagne. I guess that's why she didn't want two, because she knew she was going to get a little hot and heavy. And, the principal kind of shut it down real quick.
Yeah.
And then she went crazy. So, obviously he turned her down. But it wasn't like, I never want to see you again. It's just like, let's take it slow.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. And then she goes and breaks the mirror. When she broke the mirror, that's when I was like, oh, you're crazy.
We got crazy on our hands. Yeah.
She kept, and I was like, you could go punch a wall, punch a couch, something. I don't know. But she punched the mirror. I was like, are you crazy?
Or
girl?
not punch anything, just move on with your life.
True.
Yeah,
Right.
but it did affect her, yeah.
In a very explosive way. So even you saw how she first responded to getting the makeup as a gift and everything like that. She was taken back. But once she got on stage, that's the most alive we've ever seen in Lydia.
Yes.
So you could tell she was very much present in the moment. Then we got back to the crib. She all right.
Maybe she was sexually frustrated.
I think that's a big part.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. It was the cobwebs, all of that. And then she's breaking the mirror. She could have just,
got a toy.
She
got a toy.
Now you're gonna torture it.
You don't need to depend on a man, Aunt Lydia.
Right?
Come on,
There are
Auntie.
ways.
Well, you know what I thought was crazy? Because obviously, Aunt Lydia saw the mom, Noelle. Her name's Noelle. And she saw that the mom had issues from the get-go. But
Promiscuous and all of that.
yeah, but she was like, I'm gonna work with her. She was like,
Right.
I found a man, but he's married, he's gonna leave his wife. And you could see the look in Aunt Lydia's face, but she was like, at least you're doing better. You know what I mean? Kinda. So I was like, okay, she would definitely be in trouble if she was in Gilead.
Right.
But I was thinking, okay, at least you're trying to work with her. But then whenever she got turned down, she just used all of it against her.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the chat too. L. Wood said, no, Chef, when Lydia was rejected by the guy, that's the moment she turned. So, I mean...
It's interesting to see her arc because, like you said, it started in a good place and then it just turned to judgment real quick. And I don't know, there's a religious, she was always religious, right? And then there's this judgment, and also it's kind of like, I'm still trying to figure it out, because she had this moment where she kept stressing her moral weakness, right? And then she like looked at the guy and she was like, oh, something moral weakness. I think maybe she was referring to maybe, who was she referring to? Like Noelle or somebody? Yeah. When, I think, or... Yeah. Anyway, when she was talking to the people about taking Noelle's baby, she had said something about moral weakness, and then I connected it to maybe she was mad at herself because she thought she was sinning because she had these sexual urges, or I mean, I don't know if it's that deep, but I was just like, what would make you hit a mirror so viciously?
Well, Joshua Miller in the chat also said that. He said, was Aunt Lydia angry at Noelle, the principal, or herself?
Sure. This is what I think. I think they're kind of all intertwined. I think she is mad, one, at Noelle, because Noelle's the one who kind of pushed her to step outside her comfort zone and start dating.
Yeah.
So she's the one who got her the makeup. She's the one that said, go out, meet people. And then when it didn't work and she got rejected by the principal, that's when she, instead of just, saying maybe I shouldn't have pushed so hard, she was like, okay, one, I lost sight of my morals, but also this would not have happened if Noelle didn't tell me to go out and meet men. So I think she kind of looked at it both ways, which is completely crazy. Like, you should control your actions. But by doing that, she was so mad at Noelle, who she invited over her Christmas, that she goes and calls Child Protective Services, or whatever they call it in Gilead. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy.
That was sad to see, and it reminded me of our own reality, what's happening here. When they took her kid away, and I don't know. And also there was a few scenes where it was consistently taking the kids from the mom, throughout, especially, and also the stillborn, that was really sad.
Yeah. That was bad.
Let's talk about that, because I feel like I skipped over it. Did you? I don't know. It tore my heart when even the stillborn was really sad to see. And I'm glad they're acknowledging that happens. But then when they were tearing the baby from the mom's arms, I was just like, God, this is so terrible.
That broke my heart too. It really broke my heart, because of course, these are things that happen in real life as far as miscarriages and things like that. But to know that these women are literally just objects. So after the situation happened, they're going through different profiles. Like, okay, who are we going to choose next to replace this? Oh no, she's black. She doesn't want a black handmaid. It was just kind of like it showed how much these women are objectified throughout the whole series. So that's why I was taken back. Like,
when I saw the stillborn, I was like, oh gosh, at first whenever the handmaid gave birth, I honestly didn't think that the child was dead. I just thought something was wrong with it. Right. Some type of disfiguration, or like, I don't know, just something. And then when you didn't hear the cry, that's when you're like, okay, maybe it's the stillborn. And to see the wife, go after it, and she's like, that's my baby. I'm like, you were there with the handmaid, I guess. Yeah. But imagine how the handmaid feels. And she knows she's just going to be thrown to the side like trash because of it. And for them to show it, I was just like, wow. But to me, just June watching from the side, showing no remorse. She didn't go over there and try and hug her sister. She, and even the first time when they were in the birthing circle, she didn't go over there at all. Yeah. Like, why was she excused from these activities?
I think June she's in selfish mode, for better or for worse,
But I'm just so confused as to how they let that happen. Like, a stillborn just came out of one of the handmaids, and you're just standing over there, like, and then she goes and unveils the baby. I thought, the Martha would have shocked her for doing that alone, because that's uncovering a stillborn in front of, after everyone just lived that trauma, like, really?
Right. It's one thing that stood out to me. They were saying June had said something in the it was in the Earthmobile. They called it the Earthmobile or something.
The Birthmobile.
Oh, the birth. Oh, sorry, the Earth.
The Birthmobile.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Birth, yeah.
Close enough.
It's all we're all related here. It's all connecting. But during that scene, they were saying she's like she was singing that rhyme. She's like we're thieves, we're this, we're that. It was like a kid rhyme, if you guys recall. And then she goes, it's funny how women in Gilead can only grow up to be certain things. And then she names them, and she said the Martha, the Jezebel, the handmaid, or the wife. And I just kind of connected that to like how females are stereotyped in real life, where either the Jezebel would be the body, the handmaid would be the mother, the wife is just the wife, and then the Martha is the caretaker.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, the different hats.
Yeah,
You're right. Like how
so
you metaphorically, no, I'm with you. We're on the same page.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. This is a little feminist in me coming out. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, reducing us down to that. But they did it brilliantly. Okay, so yes, we got what about?
I think we should tell them, all the amazing things that AfterBuzz does.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'll tell them all about it. Hey, we just want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We couldn't do this without you. But before we continue, we just need you to do a few things. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a nice, juicy comment letting us know what you think about our after show. I mean, we do this for y'all. Y'all pull up for us. We're very happy, very grateful. It's giving us confidence inside and outside of the studio. So keep showing up, and we'll keep giving you the goods.
I love how whenever you do that, you always say juicy comment.
Juicy,
Yeah, don't you?
I don't need it to be
tell us what you
plain.
like. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. You know what I mean? If you don't like something, tell us what you don't like. I'm sure, Adrian will tell you what she don't. No, just kidding. I love her. No. But yeah. Oh, I was supposed to tell y'all what she said she couldn't wait. I don't know all her comments, but I'm just channeling Adrian.
Oh, I love it.
She said she couldn't wait to talk about Aunt Lydia. So I'm just going to be her for like a minute.
Go.
I hate her and she can die. The end. Right? That sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, at this point, well, I'll let you bring that.
I'm gonna put my Adrian hat on when we talk about OfMatthew.
That's where I was going. I was like,
well, guess what, guys? You better put that hat on. It's time. Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's jump right into it. That was like you said, mind blowing, and also just I don't know, lots of blood. Did you guys see that coming? I did not.
No, I didn't see it coming.
Curveball.
But I did see the build up in OfMatthew. You can tell she was just very unbalanced the whole episode, disgruntled, not really knowing what's going on because, of course, in this show you're forced to pick a side. Either you're going to be with the whole Gilead society or you're going to be rebellious. And you can tell that OfMatthew was on the Gilead side just trying to play her role, but she's not, she's not receiving any type of help anywhere. So at the end, I think that's where the explosion came from. Even though I was confused how it happened.
It happened very fast, right?
It happened very fast, and I just wasn't sure exactly what was going on. And then we could talk about how June's, is responsible for, the death of 2 black women in the last 2 episodes. We get to there's a lot of things that was happening. You know what I mean?
That's part of my news and gossip.
All right.
Okay. Well, you know what? I didn't see it coming either. I feel like we obviously knew if Matthew was gonna die. June hinted to that in the first episode by saying, and if you get pushed in front of a bus. So I definitely didn't think she was gonna get shot in a grocery store, and I definitely didn't see her, one, beating someone with a can of soup or tomato, whatever she had.
It was like a can of lobster.
It was, lobster. It was. I was like,
that was weird.
And then poor Janine, like, why does she have to be the person that get beat?
That is sad.
And she's the only one who came up to her and said, "Are you okay?"
Oh, she stuck up for OfMatthew, and there she goes at her.
You're so right. Nice. In the birthing circle, she was like, "Please don't be so. Why are you being so mean?"
Yeah.
She's the only one who actually showed any compassion towards her, and she beat her. Okay, that was annoying. But then
it's horrible.
When she got the gun and just started turning in circles, I was like, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna be a shootout? Are most people gonna shot? I was so confused. But then I don't know about you guys, but to me, it kind of looks like June was controlling her, right? It looked like June was like...
I think June was so happy to see her crack.
Yeah.
I mean, that
could
smile,
be-
it was a little bit sadistic, but she's like, yeah, lose your brain, lady. Like, lose it. We've all been there. It was some weird sort of like therapeutic, like sadistic kind of happiness in a way.
She was happy.
She wanted her to lose it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a moral of that scene for me, or a moral of this story would be, I wrote it down. It says, when you live in denial, you crack.
Yeah.
Because OfMatthew, I feel like, was in denial this whole time. She tried to fit into this world. She knew, I mean, I don't know. I'm curious if she was religious before she entered Gilead, but I think she was in denial the whole time and just trying to pretend, and that'll eat you up.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think she was in denial as well. Honestly, for a minute, I thought she was going to shoot June. Yeah. And I was just kind of like, oh, crap. How is she going to get away with that? But then when she pointed out Aunt Lydia, I'm not going to lie. I was hoping she pulled the trigger. I was like, kill her off. We learned her backstory, so everyone's happy now. Finish it. Finish her. Put her down. And then, they could kill Matthew, obviously. But I'm just like, kill Aunt Lydia. And when she didn't come through, I was like, you stupid bleep.
But what was weird to me about that scene, I feel like they took forever to shoot OfMatthew. Like, knowing the guards, they're a lot more trigger happy than they were. I'm
That's
just kind of like, there are guards looking at her who are just kind of like.
But you know what? This is what I was wondering. I was wondering what took them so long too, but you know what I really think the reason was? Because she was pregnant. They don't want to kill off one of the most.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't want to kill. Yeah, you don't want to kill off one of your most fertile
June
handmaids.
Technically killed 2 birds with 1 stone. The baby and OfMatthew.
Well, I don't think she was trying to kill the baby, but
I'm just saying
guess,
that's what happened. So June is responsible for what? 4 black deaths in totality? What?
4? 3?
Tell it like it is. Wait, who's 4?
Who's 4?
So I was counting the baby. So.
That's I still
But I'm
only
talking
have 3.
about season. It was.
It's okay. Yeah. I'll talk about it in news and gossip. Anyways.
Yeah, you got some news and gossip?
I have some news and gossip, guys.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's talk about it.
So, the first piece of news that I have is that, you guys, we saw another familiar face from Orange is the New Black cast. Her name, she played Noelle, which is, the young son's mother who kind of pushed for Aunt Lydia to go out on a date. Her name is Emily Altheus. And she worked with Samira Wiley on Orange is the New Black. So I thought that was so cool that we got to see her in this. And then another one is, dun 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 dun, June is the black people problem, according to Mashable. So they wrote this article saying, Handmaids has a problem, and it's June for black people. And they mentioned, that June killed off 2 black people, 3 if you count the baby. But
Omar as well.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, she was responsible for the death of the Martha for Hannah.
That's right.
And now, obviously, the death of Matthew. And it's kind of like she has no remorse. Like, she doesn't care. No. So that's what that article was talking about. And then the next article is, we have a review that says, Unfit is the worst episode of the season.
I saw that. Is that Vox? Yeah.
Yes.
I had seen that.
So
what did they say?
They said, they said because they feel like if in the last scene of the show shows of Matthew pointing the gun towards June.
Right.
And they were saying, well, if I'm okay with the main character dying, what kind of show is this? And I was like, wow, that's kind of true, because honestly, I don't want June to die, but I was like, you kind of need to know your place. Like, you need to be brought down a few notches and then really go fight for Hannah and baby Nicole.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I wasn't hoping that Matthew shot June, but I was kind of like, well, if she does, I'm not going to be too mad. So they were saying that's a horrible show if you're okay with the main character being killed.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just saying that. Okay. I'll save it for predictions. Okay. Actually,
and then real quick, the other thing and why it's the worst episode ever is it's because the first time, and you even mentioned it, race was being brought up as a topic. Oh, she's black. I don't want her as a handmaid, and they just like completely act like it's not really a part of the show. Right. And then last but not least, a question we also talked about during this episode, the showrunner of *Handmaid's Tale* tells us why the producers keep June alive. And Miller says that June's survival is partially because Gilead is short on fertile women.
Sounds like a cop-out.
Yeah. Also because she knows how to, make herself a very good, I don't want to say friends, but an ally to people who are in places of power. Yeah. And then last but not least, the main reason June survives is because we already know how she survived. Now, I didn't read the book, so I don't know, but if you know, you know, and I'm not trying to give any spoilers. That's why I didn't keep scrolling.
But the book ended after season 1.
Oh, I was like, girl, don't tell me.
So I don't know what they're...
She knows something I don't know. I just stopped reading because I'm not trying to know how it ends.
You said somebody was saying something good on the chat?
I mean, well, everyone is just saying the guy who helped her escape was hung. That's more so what they're talking about.
Oh, that black guy, the family that let her in yes, they were. That was a whole family of black ones. I forgot all. She killed about 6 people. I forgot all about that.
I just feel like this episode was like all over the place. Like I'm just kind of like, okay, so June is crazy. Aunt Lydia is whatever. What's happening?
That's what that article said too. They said it was all over the place.
Like anticlimactic. I don't know. It was like weird.
Anticlimactic. Yeah. Well. This show is making us inhumane. We're like just sitting here wishing for people to die.
No, I don't feel like this in real life.
Oh man, it's wild. All right, let's get into predictions. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I have you want me to start or you?
I'll go first.
All right,
my predictions are. Something's going to happen to Aunt Lydia. I just have no more empathy. I had a slight empathy, like, okay, we don't know how she got here. A splash.
Okay.
But with this, I'm definitely like, no. Just because he turned you down, now you want to act crazy. I'm not with that.
No mercy.
And, okay. As far as...
well, I think that... In the future, we're definitely going to see, well, I don't want to say definitely, but I think we will see June being knocked down a few notches.
Yeah, that is my prediction because they're kind of taking us out with her getting away with everything. If they're great writers, this next episode is going to be June suffering so much that we're just going to want to, love her and protect her again. If they're great writers. If she keeps getting away with stuff, then yeah, they're kind of, slowly pushing us away there. But all right, whatever happens, we're excited for it. And we will be here next week to talk about it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Veronica Briga. Find me online at Veronica B online.
I'm Lauren, and you can find me at Lauren the Truth on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Chef_Beanz with a Z.
With a Z.
With a Z.
I love it. Bye, guys.
Hey, bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.